Oh, check that wall. Crap. Might have to do a healing potion here. Nope, no hidden wall there. Huh. There are hidden walls in these. Where am I? What is going on? I found a hidden wall. It's got things that I probably don't like. If it's there, it should just reveal by being near or on the wall. Okay, so this means I'm gonna have to go back and find a bunch of... let's eat some food. Hey, can I outrange her AI? Yeah. Hey, Splattercat and associated raiding party. Welcome. This is Chasm. Oh, this guy can block? Oh, that's mean. Huh. But that's okay. What's Splattercat been up to lately? I haven't been following him as much now that he switched over to streaming. Because I know he's been doing a lot of what is it? Oh, okay, what do you... Okay. We found somebody with more range than I have. That's not okay. Then again, he's really, really weak. Lots of RimWorld. Understandable. The 1.0 is sort of out. Ooh, Gold Helm. Is Gold Helm better? Not really. It gets me 3 extra defense. Not much else. Ow. Stupid contact damage. That's my fault entirely. I wonder if I can go over... Yeah, I can. You'll just have to jump over it. Well, that's helpful. These guys are significantly tougher. They've got their own patterns that, or abilities that make them so I can't just, like, cheese them, tackle them back again. But, that's okay. Whoa! Hi. Ow. Let's go back for the save room. This hurts. This hurts a lot. I don't like. But yeah, I've definitely been feeling the itch to play RimWorld again myself. Unfortunately, it's just like, but all these other new games that are coming out that I have to play. Yeah. There we go. Okay, yeah, let's go all the way back for the save room. Yeah, stream game though. Yeah, not great on oh, ow. What am I and spiders are nasty. Uh-oh. This is even worse. And I definitely agree with the whole stream game thing. Oh, well, this kind of means I don't have to get... No, let's go back and save, just in case. But yeah, it's definitely a stream game. Because I think I tried putting it up on YouTube last time, and it was like the most, there aren't a whole lot of games where I actually have this, like, disparity between, like, what does well on Twitch versus YouTube, but, like, YouTube was just like, it's RimWorld, whatever, and Twitch was like, RimWorld! I'm not trying to be condescending, it's just like, it is shocking how much, like, one platform can care for a game versus the other. But I guess that's always true of YouTube. YouTube is like, ravenous for new. RimWorld definitely likes YouTube better? Really? I've always had the, oh, no. On stream better. That's just a mistype. Okay, I was like, really? Yeah. Yep. I'm taking some damage here, but it's not so bad. I was expecting this to be worse. It's actually not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, this guy just has a ton of health. Oh, I can check, daggers. Spider. Nope, never mind, no spiders. I always forget about that spider. You're supposed to get it on the diagonal and just murder it there. Chasm's getting mediocre reviews. I liked it, though. I like it... I like it enough. It's one of those where it's like, compared to Hollow Knight, I can totally understand why the reviews are iffy. Because, like, one is, like, a masterpiece, and the other is just kind of more of the same. I think what's getting people is that, you know, Chasm just kind of blends in with a lot of similar games. Because I was definitely expecting the combat to be much faster paced and active. And I don't like these spiders. Metroidvanias are super overproduced. There's so many. If you don't stand out, you get burned. Yup. Yeah, I cannot count how many Metroidvanias they've come out this year. And so, like, there's some of them, like Axiom Verge, that can stand out, because, yeah, their timing was good. Because I think Axiom Verge was, like, the beginning of the trend. There was a couple other ones came out at the time. Nope. You pretty much can't avoid the second, or the spider hit. Eh, maybe you can. Maybe if I jump. Just a gauntlet. I didn't know gelatinous cubes could fling themselves like that. The shame is, like, there are a lot of actually really good Metroidvanias out there, but it's bad timing. It's kind of like how we get a lot of roguelike FPSs at the same time. We're like Binding of Isaac clones this same month, and it's just like, you just get fatigued. So I really wanna like play a lot from this genre, but it's just like, if I have to pick and choose, I'll generally go for the good ones. Luckily, there's been just a little bit of a... Oh, these guys... Actually, no, we're good. Let's see, there's been a bit of a dearth of good new games lately, so it's been making it a little easier to kind of... Nope, that didn't work. It's been a little bit easier to just kind of play whatever the hell I want. As long as it's new. That's really the trick. No, I don't think I can reach that one. Let's see. Death's Gambit looks pretty good. Yes, I'm really looking forward to that one. I don't... Depression sets in. Let's go for the lower door first. Nope. Can't get that way even if I wanted to. Can I get back up here? Nah. It's worth a shot. A lot of Gungeon and Nuclear Throne copies, too. Yeah, I've gotten, like, 3 this year. Or over the course of the last year. I think it was, there was that Juicy Realms, there was Blazing Beaks, there was... Jeez, what was the other one? To Hell with Hell. That one was extra garbage. Helmut. Helmut was another one. Jesus Christ, yeah. I think it's because Gungeon did too well. I need this guy to back off a little bit more. There we go. Ow. Wait, is that a... Is this another... No, it's an emerald. Okay, well, that's fine. Dungreed. Dungreed's a little different, admittedly. Blazing Beaks was kind of cute, though. Blazing Beaks was cute, but vapid. It needed more interesting... It needed more interesting power-ups. Because effectively it played like almost like an adorable version of Nuclear Throne, but without any of the mechanical charm. Okay. They always copy Gungeon, but none of the good parts of Gungeon. Yeah, they always end up with the bad parts of Gungeon, where you just have like a bunch of guns that don't do anything differently. Knight's Sword, probably worse than the Officer's Sword that I picked up. Yep. All garbage. It's like, if you want your roguelike to do well, you need more than just, like, challenge. I think a lot of them are also just trying to be really hard. But they kind of forget how to be fun. Ow. Alright, screw it. Oh, good, shortcut. Not a whole lot of shortcuts in this Metroidvania, just a couple of warp points all over the place. Okay, but let's go back for the save room. Let's see, what about that one that had black and white graphics with guns in a graveyard? That was non-guns. That was bad. It was confusing. That was one of those where it's like, how does this game even work? And why? I like Dungreed. I did too up until they pretty much screwed over one of the modders, stole the code and effectively said no more modding, period. Like, Dungreed itself was kind of a neat game, but like... dick move. Especially because, like, modding... if you have modders actually working on your game, you should be encouraging that ASAP. Because, like, what's a good example of a game that if it weren't for the modding? Well, I guess Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac straight up, like, repackaged and sold a bunch of its mods. And, like, that was brilliant. I really wanted, like, Dungreed and a couple other games to end up like that, and instead they're like, nope, we're shutting this down. It's like, why? Why would you do this? This is nothing but a bad idea. Hey, more emeralds. Yeah, Minecraft would have died without mods. Doom. I think Doom modding is more of kind of a novelty than anything that actually adds, like, proper longevity to it. But maybe that's just, my perception. Maybe because I just never played Doom to begin with. Skyrim. Yep. Oh, pretty much every Bethesda game. I think Skyrim would have just been kind of like an... No, I think people would have been pretty excited about Skyrim regardless. I know a lot of people that brag about playing vanilla Skyrim, Morrowind, whatnot. But I definitely would not have played a single Bethesda game if it weren't for the mods. It's just so much more fun. Like, there's something special about crafting, like, a whole different game within Skyrim, for example. Like, I guess it wasn't Skyrim, but I made a whole zombie survival RPG out of Fallout 4, and that was magical. I missed that. I really want to do that series again. Unfortunately, they got rid of a lot of the, they got rid of a lot of the mods that actually made that one tick, which sucks. Yeah, like, I couldn't even get through. Let's see. Yeah, none of these are good. Wow, yeah, at this point, none of the equipment this lady sells are worthwhile, except for maybe the shuriken. Okay, well, let's save. Let's go buy a platinum bar. Let's see how many platinum bars I can pick up, because I think the platinum necklace is worth maybe buying. Huh. 1 platinum bar. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. I was hoping for a little bit more than that, but whatever. I don't actually have a use for money here anymore, do I? Yeah, they shouldn't have gone with random generation in the game. I feel like Metroidvanias need handcrafted worlds. The interesting thing is they handcrafted every room they made. But because they did procedural generation, there's no interesting interconnectivity between each room segment. So it just feels like a disparate series of corridors. It works kind of in the same way that, like, it worked in Hollow Knight. But Hollow Knight, like, it felt like you were exploring, like, a specific area, a world, even. This, I feel like I'm just kind of... it feels like the... what a lot of roguelikes should probably do when it comes to, like, actual level design. But no Metroidvania should ever. Yeah, I want to say, starting with No Man's Sky, I've kind of started to treat procedural generation as actually a dirty word when I hear a developer say it. Like, when a dev's like, yeah, we've got procedurally generated levels, I'm like, ugh. Like, I can be interested in, like, procedurally generated loot, maybe? In some games. Not every game, though. It can be bad. But if a developer is specifically talking about procedurally generated worlds or, like, enemies or something like that, I'm like, you better have something worthwhile. Like, I like Dead Cells. I'm looking forward to its full release in a couple of days. I'm just gonna probably face tank this guy. There we go. Too tight of a corridor, I was just gonna take damage anyway. Oops, gotta run. But, like, Dead Cells would have been an amazing Metroidvania if they had actually made it not a roguelike. This is interesting. New challenger approaches. Perhaps you believe yourself to be a fearless warrior. There's no better place to test your mettle than the arena. There are 3 matches that wait you before you've earned the right to be called a warrior. And if you dare, you may challenge the grand champion for the title. The arena is deadly, so be sure you're prepared before entering. Will you begin your first and preliminary match? No. Go then and prepare yourself. Okay, I'm gonna wander around for a little bit. Let's see if there's a, Let's see if there's a save room. Yeah, like, I like No Man's Sky in spite of the procedural generation, but, like, what I wouldn't give if every single one of those planets was handcrafted. Like, a midpoint between... a good midpoint between Mass Effect Andromeda and No Man's Sky would be brilliant. I'd play the hell out of that. Sadly, no. See, Borderlands does procedurally generated loot really well. Yes, it does, because it had, like, a good balancing system. I've run into other games where, like, it just doesn't make any sense or it's not any fun. See, Hand of Fate is procedurally generated and doesn't suck. I don't like the combat in Hand of Fate. I've tried playing Hand of Fate over and over again. Save that. I'm not going to use it for the arena. I was actually going to hold off on the arena for a little while. And, the hitbox on that web is just a little high. Like, if Hand of Fate played like Shadow of Mordor or any of the Arkham games, it would be one of my favorite roguelikes ever. But it doesn't, so instead I just end up feeling kind of bleh about it. Can I break that? No, can't break that. There we go. Because, yeah, I'll try and block, I'll try and dodge, I'll try and do, like, a lot of things in Hand of Fate, and it just... Oh, that's probably for that weird... that weird... altar thing. There we go. to hear Keith's rant when I say I want a cross between Andromeda and No Man's Sky. That would be an angry rant. Okay. Yeah, he would not agree with me on that one, to say the least. Also, thank you, DWB Dakota. I always miss the first D for whatever reason. Thank you for the sub. Now, do we go after that arena? Let's go after that arena. Let's do the first round, see what happens. But yeah, procedural generation works really well if you mix it with, really, like, well-done handcrafted elements, but, like, I guess another procedurally generated Metroidvania that came out recently was Sundered. I didn't enjoy that nearly as much as I thought I would. Like, I was really excited for Sundered. The combat felt good, the first, like, the kind of demo felt really good. But after that, not really. Okay, so it's actually a wave of enemies. I was assuming it was like a series of mini-bosses or actual bosses. Enemies having iframes offends me. Especially because they're kind of tough. Yeah, that doesn't hit from there. Okay, we're taking some hits here. That's a fortuitous level up. What do we get? We get a gladiator helm. I just wish I could save before this. Okay, so this reduces my magic attack. Increases my luck by 2. It's not... I'm not really sure if this is worth... Well, it's kind of worth it. Sunder was the really artsy one with the floaty and flying or whatever. Probably... They kind of had... It was kind of floaty, but it was definitely artsy. So you do have some skill as a fighter, but you have the endurance that is needed to be a champion. You have 2 more preliminary matches before you can take on the Grand Champion. Okay, we're gonna leave him alone for a second. I might rethink my dagger spam build for a second. I don't have any better armor. What's the combat belt do? Because what I could do is I could do full hog on hammer time. I probably shouldn't though. Those daggers are deadly. I just like hammer time because it's convenient. I can't really see how procedural generation works with Metroidvanias. I think the point's supposed to be like endless replayability, but like the further I get in life, the more I realize I don't really like endless replayability. I want to play and beat a game, or I want a game like Factorio or RimWorld where the mechanics are so good that I don't mind replaying. Whereas, like, a game like this, the procedural generation almost, like, took precedence over the actual combat. And maybe this is actually what they envisioned for their combat. I'm not entirely sure. It probably is to some large degree. But they spent so much time making all of these unnecessary rooms that, you know, many players potentially are never even going to see. And it almost is a shame. Isaac is endlessly replayable. Yeah, but that's because, well, okay, so Isaac is not endlessly replayable. I've put 500-600 hours into Isaac, plus however much into the original game. And it's definitely less exciting now that I've played, like, a ton of it. The mods have helped, the extra content, the extra combos, whatever, but ultimately, like, the mechanics, it is a better game despite its mechanics, and I don't think they'd be able to milk any more out of that gameplay style. You know, maybe in a couple of years when people have had some fresh ideas. But, But, like, the idea of playing Binding of Isaac consistently anymore is tough. I prefer kind of the, like, the one-offs, the, like, yeah, let's play Isaac for like, a race for the evening as a fun goof. That I can get behind. But the idea of playing it, like, super consistently? Ugh. I got a lot of respect for Northern Lion and his crew being able to do that. But I think they've, petered out on some of the Isaac races. I could be wrong. I'm just gonna avoid the spiders. I should not have skipped out on the spider. Turns out I needed to. I've been screwed over by bad world gen and one-way heroics too many times. I had that problem, actually. I've been having that problem in Mother Gunship. I love Mother Gunship, but, like, some of those, like, pre-made builds that they force you to run are just mean. It's just like, hey, you know what would be a great run? This one, where you only have 2 fists. How about that? I'm like, that sucks. I played the recent Wolfenstein. Super replayable because the combat's so fun. I actually haven't played... I don't know if I would say the Wolfenstein games are infinitely replayable, but you can definitely play through them multiple times. I played through Doom recently, and I'm actually interested in, I'm actually fairly interested in the idea of playing, Doom on a harder difficulty. Which is what I'm gonna do for Doom Eternal Edition. Because normal difficulty was maybe a little too casual for me. Though, I have to say, sometimes it's kind of nice to just have a... it's kind of nice to have a casual run of a game. Ow. Oh, jeez. 34 damage. This guy is not to be trifled with. Oh, I wonder if it's because it's magic damage. Ow. I didn't know he could do that. I guess he is a gargoyle. Ow. Oh. Okay. Let's see what happens. Is that a game over? Ah, that sucks. I want to do it. Maybe let's just use my daggers more. I think I'm too conservative with them. Cuz I've developed using the hammer as a crutch for good gameplay. Moonlighter. We're talking about Moonlighter as good or bad? Because I'm gonna be honest, I was not a fan of Moonlighter. It had everything about procedural generation I didn't like, which is pretty much just like, here's a randomly generated dungeon. There's nothing in it. Oh. Like, if Moonlighter had, like, a deeper economy simulator aspect to it, I think I wouldn't have minded so much. But, it was just, like, kind of the... It was like... Honestly, I'd actually put Moonlighter in a very similar category to this. Like, I'd much rather play, like, a handcrafted RPG, where it's effectively Zelda, but instead of saving the world, you're just lining your own pockets and trying to get better equipment. I think that would have been much more compelling. Okay. Oh, it's bird time. Alright, we're gonna give the arena one more shot, and then we will switch games. Because I don't think I can quit here. I'm gonna drink both of these. Let's hope it recharges between runs. Like the procedural generation in Warframe. Maybe part of that's because, Warframe isn't about the level design. Though, I wish it was. Oh, this guy can attack upwards. Holy crap. I didn't know he could do that. Oops. Baited that one. Well, that's fine. That was quick. Holy crap. Lady's got no chill. Alright. We're good there. We got this. Got the gladiator armor. What style? What finesse? You're natural. Only one more match, and then you can face the grand champion. You ready for your final preliminary match? Yes. Splendid! Step into the arena when you're ready. Ah, crap. Okay, so your stuff does not refill. Alright, so I'm just... probably gonna have to phone this one in. So instead of... yeah, wow. Eesh. Ow. Yeah, problem there is, the enemies just scaled up ridiculously. They were doing 40 damage to me. Yeah, we'll have to leave the arena off for, like, the end of the game, maybe. Who knows? You could try re-entering the room. Yeah, maybe. But I'm out of time anyway.